Guys, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I broke my other phone and I just got a new one yesterday. And since I couldn't remember my email password, couldn't log back in, so I remembered that I had it inside of my backpack on a piece of paper, which is kind of stupid, but I'm glad I had it. So, yeah, guys, I'm back. And I'm starting a new what if. I'm gonna put a hold on what if Naruto was the Grand Priest in Trigun's reincarnation. I'm gonna put a hold on that one. So yeah. So let's get started. Now this is gonna be what if Naruto was the supreme deity and the Demon King's reincarnation, but he's gonna have Null's. He's gonna be Null's reincarnation too, and he's also gonna be neglected, which I usually do. So yeah, but I'll make a what if where he's not neglected. So yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna go to the Seven Deadly Sins universe. After the Demon King was defeated by the Seven Deadly Sins, his soul, his power, and all 10 of the commandments, which is basically his power, left with him. All of it went with him. And he also took purgatory. He absorbed the entire purgatory with it. By doing that, he was very powerful. Now, he was about, at first, I'll say the Demon King, I'm not sure on this, either low universal or high universal level, or even star level, not sure. So yeah. But then after the Seven Deadly Sins defeated the supreme deity, she took all her graces back from all of the archangels, and she also took sunshine back because that belonged to her originally. It didn't belong to her. She made it and gave it to, but she took it because she said it was too powerful to leave with them, and she did it out of smite, really. So yeah. And then we're gonna go to Null. We already know how he got defeated. Obviously he was defeated by Venom when he got the power of, oh my god, I read that comic so long ago. Actually, like 4 weeks ago I read it. The God of Light, I think, yes, the God of Light, he lost. That's how he lost. But again, he got reincarnated. But after that, the all black was absorbed into his soul, and then he got, oh god, I'm sorry guys. And then he took the God of Chaos's power. If you don't know who that is, he took half of it. He's from Marvel, the God of Chaos, or the Chaos King, basically. Yeah. And speaking of that, the Demon King, just to make him even more OP, because when I watched Seven Deadly Sins, he was my number one favorite character. After, he's before all of them. Meliodas comes, and then there's Bond, but he's all the way at the top. He's just my favorite for some reason. He got most of the Chaos King's powers from his world as well. So yeah, let me just stay on this one. So they are traveling through universe to universe because they're basically omnipotent. Well, omnipotent, omniscient, I'm not present. Let's say they're all of that because, well, they kind of are. And they're traveling, and they all three of them meet, and they're talking about how they died and everything. The Demon King says he was killed by his son and his so-called friends, and the Supreme Deity said she was defeated by her daughter and his son and their so-called friends. And then Knowles tell them how he was defeated, and yeah. But a portal opened and they were sucked through it. I'm gonna put myself in here. The Supreme God, which is me, I just opened a portal for them and put them all through, and I appeared and told them that they would have to go into a boy, and I showed them the future of how they're going to be rulers of their own universe. I gave them all one extra ability of their own. Noel said he wanted to be able to give his symbiote human-like forms, so I gave it to him. The Demon King said he would like for him to have his original powers without the 10 Commandments being put with him. So yeah, and the Supreme Deity said she would like to be invulnerable to magic attacks as well. No, okay, so the Demon King wished, let's say he would wish to be invulnerable to physical attacks. The Supreme Deity wished to be invulnerable to magical attacks. Yeah, because yeah, you guys get it. And so they wish was granted. And so I put them in the Naruto universe, and that's where I don't come back after that. But then they were there, and let's skip over to Minato and Kushina. After they're having children, they have 4 children this time. Naruto, Naruto, Naguto, because let's say Naguto actually never existed in this one. Yeah, I know, he's one of my favorite characters, but let's just say he never existed in this one. So Naruto, Naguto, Minma, and Mito, because that's the only name I can really come up with. Naruto's the first oldest, Nagato's the second, and Minma and Mito are the third. So yeah. And they blame Naruto this because he was crying, blah blah blah. Everything happened in canon except the 9 Tails was split into 3. So Nagato gets 50, Minma and Mito get 25 and 25 each. Nagato gets 50% of the soul, and Minma and Mito get 25 and 25% of the soul. Naruto gets nothing. This was the third Hokage that did this, so they blame Naruto, saying he's a demon. And Naruto grows up with a terrible childhood. So yeah. He's been beaten up and everything. Now, let's skip to when Naruto is 4. It's a 4-year-old Naruto. He's just getting home from being beaten, and he tells Kushina this. She doesn't believe him. And Naruto runs up to his room and locks the door and starts crying. Now, Kushina and them come up and ask him what happened to his clothes, because he took them off and put them in the washing room and they were damaged. And she asked what happened to his clothes, and he said that the villagers really beat him up. She says, enough with that. She says, do you have money to buy clothes? you're damaging them like this. From now on, whatever clothes you damage is the clothes you're going to wear. Naruto hated her, and he was so upset that he accidentally said it out loud, which made Kushina upset, and she beat the crap out of Naruto. Now, we skip a few more years. After that, Naruto doesn't consider them family, like, at all. He does not try to gain their respect or anything. But we skip a few more years to when Naruto is actually, say he's 10. Let's say he's 10. So they already graduated and everything and put on teams. Teams is Naruto and Menma and Mito. The reason it's them three is because in Naruto, reason is them. No, Naruto, Menma. Menma, Mito, and Naruto. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. The teams are like that. And yeah. So this whole Sasuke leaving the village arc comes up. I'm trying to skip through these first parts a little quickly. And Naruto brings back Sasuke, but he brings him back bloodied and bruised. And since Mito liked it Sasuke, she hated Naruto. She says, "How dare you hurt my Sasuke-kun," hitting him. And so does Sakura. And they rush him to the hospital. Kushina says, "You damn demon, you hurt one of the Uchiha." Fugaku comes with his Rengeki Sharingan activated. He was upset. And the reason the Uchihas couldn't find Sasuke themselves is because most of them were out on different missions. The Uchihas didn't know that Sasuke was gone until they got back from a mission. They heard how badly Naruto hurt him. Naruto says, "Look, he pierced me through the side," showing them that the wound from the Chidori. And Kushina says that doesn't matter. There's other things you could have done. Naruto says, "Actually, there isn't. I don't know how to use any ninjutsu except for the wind style Gale Palm and a lightning stream." And she says, "How do you know those?" And he says, "I watched them train." And Kushina punches Naruto. Umbu comes and Naruto is taken, and they bring him to the Hokage's office. Now, Minato is explaining Naruto's charges. He doesn't even go with a sympathy or anything. He just explains his charges right away. He says, "Naruto Uzumaki, for hurting one of your comrades of the Leaf Village and hurting one of the children of prophecy, Sasuke Uchiha, you will be put in the dungeon and tortured by Unko." Naruto, he doesn't even respond. And Menman Mito is laughing. Nagato doesn't say anything. He really just doesn't care. But he doesn't like Naruto either, because he feels like Naruto's bringing a disgrace to their mother and father for being weak. Naruto's put in the dungeon. Unko comes and tortures him for about, a few months. After this, Naruto was about 12. Everyone really forgot about Naruto, even though Unko goes and tortures him every day. And she realized Naruto just doesn't care anymore. Like, he doesn't react when she rips off a nail or anything. Hold on, guys. Alright, I'm back. When she rips off her nail or anything, when they grow back, he just doesn't react. But one day, Naruto has his head down and he's bleeding bad. Unko doesn't heal him. She's surprised he's still alive. She leaves for the day, and Naruto hears these three voices in his head. They're arguing. He always hears them arguing. And he says, he finally gets fed up with it. He says, "Shut up, all of you." And he appears in his mindscape, and he's looking around like, "Where am I?" I get free. And then they were like, how did you get here? And they're all humongous. They're their original sizes. Noel actually grew to their size because he didn't want to feel looked down upon. And they look down, and Naruto says, "Who are you? Where am I? Am I dead?" And they say, "No, but how did you get here, kid?" He says, "I hear you three arguing all the time. It's kind of annoying. I'm trying to sleep here." And they're kind of surprised that he can sleep through these conditions. The reason they didn't interfere, they've only interfered one time, and that's when Naruto's going to be in Sasuke. The Demon King, he forcefully activated the demon mark on Naruto. Yeah. Because, all demons have it and everything. Yeah. So, Naruto was like, "What or who are you?" And the Demon King introduces himself. The Supreme Deity introduces herself. And Noel introduces himself. And the Demon King tells him he's the Demon King. Supreme Deity just tells him that, well, she's the Supreme Deity. And Noel says he's the god of symbiote. And Naruto says, "Cool, so why are you all here?" And they explain to him that, well, they're his reincarnation. And this god told them that they'll be his reincarnation. That he'll be their reincarnation. Naruto says, "Fine." And he sits down, he asks them to explain their backstories, and they're kind of surprised, but they do. And Naruto says, "So you all were betrayed." Because basically they use Venom, Noah was betrayed by his own creation, Venom. This Demon King was betrayed by his own son. Supreme Deity was betrayed by her own daughter. And he was like, "So you guys are just like me, betrayed." And they all think about it, and they kind of shake their heads. They grew down to Naruto's size. And Naruto says, "Well, guess there's nothing we can do about it." And they see a grin on on Noel's face. And they're like, "Not really. We'll train you." And Naruto's looking at them with the stunned face. And he says, "Why?" He says, "So you can get your revenge." And Naruto says, "Fine." And from there on, Naruto opens his eyes, and he has like a telekinetic connection or telepathic connection with all three of them. And he hears them arguing. He says, "All of you shut up." They say, "Fine." He says, "So how am I supposed to train if I'm chained up?" And the Demon King says, "I'll help you." He says, "Take a deep breath." And Naruto takes a deep breath, and he says, "Channel all your rage and anger." And this mark appears, it's the same one the Demon King has, and it appears on Naruto's forehead, and his eyes turn like black. And Naruto's saying, "What is this?" And he rips the chains off. And he says, "But what if she come back?" He says, "It doesn't matter, we're leaving." And Naruto, he says, "You can form anything with these wings. Just, it's the form of the darkness is only limited by your imagination." Naruto forms some wings on his back. And he says, "Cool." And he shoots out of there at very fast speeds, getting away from the village. And he lands inside of this forest. Actually, he lands where Lee and that Bone Kicker Genkai guy fought. He lands there. And he's looking around and says, "Where am I?" And they say, "That doesn't matter." He says, "This is where you'll be training." And Naruto says, "Fine. What am I supposed to do now?" And the Demon King says, "Well, you're physically weak." And Naruto says, "What?" He says, "It's true. if you want to hold all of our power, you have to be stronger. Your physical body would rip apart from just one of our powers. Just imagine all three. And Naruto says, fine. And he starts training. He does push-ups and everything. His physical strength is like Saitama's. Yeah, we're just gonna say that's his physical strength in his base form. But he just doesn't lose hair or anything. And Naruto kind of grown taller, more muscular. And it's been about let's see, it's been about 14 years. Naruto's 14 right now. So that means his siblings are 14 and everything. Yeah. And let's say that the academy also has in high school. We're gonna say the academy has a high school. And the Chunin exams is actually the graduation of high school. So yeah. And Naruto is like his physical strength is on Saitama's level. And the first ability he gains was Nose, because it's kind of, I'm not gonna say he's weaker out of the two, but he basically is. And Naruto's playing around with the symbiote he created. He gains the all black. His physical strength is also boosted. And he has symbiote domination. Yeah, that's really mostly it. Then the Demon King, Naruto has resist. He has magic now. He has the demon mark. He has the 10 commandments, but he doesn't implant them in himself. They're wondering why he can't grow much stronger. Naruto says he has a plan for them, and he opens a rift in time or a space pocket and put them in from one of the Demon King abilities. He has all knowledge of every demon that ever existed. He also has magic resistance, physical resistance. Then it goes to the Supreme Deity. He has control over light. He has sprouted 8 wings out of his back, but they're black. Not like darkness black, but they're like hers, but the feathers are just black. And he can give graces. He can also give curses. He can heal, create. But for the Demon King side, actually, he can destroy, give curses, and create demons. Yeah. So Naruto was bored because he's just staying outside, because that's mostly what he's been doing. He built a house out of wood, but it was just in the middle of the field. But Naruto, he just destroys it, and he just creates a big palace. Yeah, he creates a big house. Because I have a plan for Naruto. And Naruto's inside, and it has a training room, but he calls this his experiment room. Because he doesn't really need any training. Oh, and Naruto's swordsman skills, they are better than Zelda's and Meliodas or any of theirs combined. He has every type of magic. He has lightning magic, fire magic. You name the magic, he has it. But he uses light magic to increase his speed. So yeah, he moves at the speed of light and all of that. Naruto goes in this experiment room. And Naruto, he makes these 4 demons. And they're kind of like, one is muscular. One is, all the rest of them are kind of, the one is muscular and big. One is kind of like short type. One is mid height, and another one is also mid height. And they're wondering, like, what is he doing? And then Naruto creates a symbiote, and the symbiote attaches to the demons. And the demons gain human form from the symbiote. And then he merges them, so it's a demon symbiote hybrid. And then when they come out, they have their own mindset and everything. They can talk, they can think for themselves, and they bow down. And they say, "My lord," because Naruto's sitting on the throne. And Naruto's thinking, like, this is great. And they're wondering what he's doing. No, let's say Naruto creates 10 figures. 10 demons and 10 symbiotes. Yeah, you guys should know where I'm going with this. And then he gives them a grace on top of that. So one of them has the grace of changing into the grace of mind control. The big one, the taller one, the more muscular, has the grace of sunshine. Another one has the grace of wind control or storm control. Another has the grace of of animal or puppet creation. Whatever puppet it creates, it's under its control. So sunshine, puppet creation, hellfire control. Let's see, light control. Then there's one with absolute protection. One that has, let's say, Derriere's abilities. No. One that has time control. The one that has the form of a snake and has all the snake-like abilities. One that can pull and retract anything, not like Almighty Push, it's on a whole different level. Curse control and chaos control. So yeah. And he calls these his 10 commandments. So they're demon symbiote with graces. They're extremely powerful. Their physical strength is like above. They're like above Tail Beast level. So yeah, but he gives them all names. Sebastian is his second in command, and you guys will know that Sebastian is the one with chaos control. He's the strongest. He's the leader. Sebastian. And then he gives them some of the names, like Speed is the one with hellfire control, because he remembered Speed has fire control. Then the big one with Sunshine, he remembers Escanor, and he was a worthy opponent for the Demon King, so he calls him Escanor. Then let's see. Delamore, Acnologia, one of the girls are Derriere, and out of hatred for Meliodas and Elizabeth, not out of hatred, out of kind of respect for them, because they were strong, Meliodas and Elizabeth, let's see, Natsu, and Green. Go. Hmm. Hmm. Let's say one of them are named Acnologia. Yeah. So one with Sunshine is Escanor. The one with Chaos Control is Sebastian. The one with Curse Control is, he just makes three. Sebastian, Acnologia, um, Locke, and Zeldris. Yeah, actually he makes four. And he splits the commandments between them. So they each get a commandment. Yeah, okay, I got it now. So he makes four of them, and he calls these the four Knights of Black. Let's say he doesn't give them the commandments. Let's say he absorbed the commandments. The commandments are now his. He doesn't that, but he makes something different. They are symbiote demon hybrids, but they're also goddess hybrids, and they have graces. And he's thinking like the Demon King split his power into like 10 commandments, but since I have creation of the supreme deity and I have the Demon King's powers, he combines a grace and a curse. But the curse is projected out towards someone else, and he makes four of them. He makes the curse of darkness, the curse of sense, the curse of hatred, and the curse of love. Yeah. So I'll just explain to you the abilities of them. So the curse of hatred, instead of like if you bear hatred in front of him or anybody, you'll die or something like that. Well, actually, if you bear any hatred in front of him, you'll become his slave. You'll become a mindless, your hatred to be influenced, and you become a mindless killer, and you try to kill all of your comrades. Like, yeah. The curse of sense, if you dare lie in his presence. Sorry guys, my sister walked in. So the curse of if you lie in his presence, you lose all senses, sense of hearing, sense of touch, all of that. So what? That was the curse of hatred and the curse of sense. The curse of love, if you bear any ill intentions against anyone, it's basically like the other one, I guess. You can't move. Yeah, you just can't move. Let's see, what else was there? The curse of darkness. Any ill intent, and you'll be surrounded by a darkness cocoon, and it'll sap away your time and your soul. And what was the other curse? Curse of hatred, the curse hatred, love. Hatred, love. Oh god, guys, I'm sorry, I forgot. Hatred, love, sense, and let's say the curse of hellfire. You lie. If you ever done anything wrong in your entire life, your soul will be burnt away. Yeah, let's just say that. And since they're demon goddess, symbiote hybrids. They can transform their body into any weapon because symbiote. Each one of them have a different real form because they're demons. Um, Sebastian has a horned demon form. Um, I don't think I gave the name. So Sebastian, one of them name is Sebastian. He has a horned demon form. One of them name is Deliora. He has a dragon form. One of them name is Grimjaw. Yeah, let's say his name's Grimjaw. He has a giant bull form, like a minotaur form. And last one name will be Gray. Yeah, let's say his name is Gray. And he has a Leviathan from like Greek mythology. The Leviathan, the giant squid. That's his real form. They all have different types of magic. Minotaur has earth magic, Leviathan, water magic. But they can use all elements, but that's just their main. Yeah. Sebastian, he fire magic, and Sebastian, Grimjaw, Gray, and I think it was Gray Moore. I have bad memory when it comes to names. Sebastian, Gray, let's say Gloxemia and Grimjaw. Gloxemia and Grimjaw. So, wolf form, horned demon form, let's say Leviathan form, Minotaur form, and let's say dragon form. Yes, those were all the ones. Or the dragon form one can be named Actinologia. So yeah. Actinologia is performed in time magic or absorbing magic. So yeah. And he calls these his 4 Knights of Black. And they are loyal. But he gives Actinologia one more thing. He gives Actinologia something else. He gives him sunshine. He gave him that grace. They already all have their own different type of commandment, but he also gives them a grace. He gives Actinologia sunshine, gives Sebastian the grace of hail, and that Sebastian can summon any type of demon type feature, so like giant metal claws or sharp teeth, or yeah. Leviathan, he gives him the grace of sea control. Any sea animal will be put under his control. And Minotaur, he give him the grace of earthquake control. The grace of anger. The more angry he get, the more strong he get, like Hulk. Yeah. And Minotaur is one of the biggest and buffest out of them. So yeah. And they're running. They're not running. They're there and they're bowing. And Naruto says, "You will do something for me." And they say, "Yes, my lord." He says, "The old empire of the West. Go there and find out how it's doing. And find out who's the new king. That empire has fallen and its people are weak. Go and tell them their new emperor will be arriving." And they all set out. And when they leave, they started saying how much they love the king, but it's only three of them. Sebastian stayed behind. And he says, "My lord, what would you like me to do?" And he says, "We will be going to the old demon realm." He says, "Yes, my lord." And Naruto opens a portal and he goes there. And all the demons are looking. They're asking, "Who is he?" He says, he says, "I'm your king, and you will bow." And they're like, "We only have one king, and that's Lord Zeldris." And Naruto's thinking, so that brat took over. And the demons try to attack him, and Sebastian just shoots, points his finger, and just this giant blast comes out. And this is Hellfire, but it's more condensed. It looks like a laser, but bigger, like Frieza's death beam. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah. And Naruto opens the portal and walks away, and he says, "I will conquer this place sooner or later. Tell your Lord tell Zeldris his father was here." And Naruto goes back. And time in the demon realm and the human world flies by quickly. And when he gets back, the three are back. And Naruto says, "How did it go?" They're like, "There is no emperor. The people are in despair, and they accept it quickly." And Naruto says, "That's great." And he says, "Come here," and he gets their memory of where it is, and he opens a portal there, because as long as he knows how the place looks, he can open a portal to it. It does not matter where it is. And he opens a portal there, and he's looking around, and he's like pitiful. And the people just see this giant portal open, and Naruto is walking through with these four figures. And Naruto says, "I would not like to step in this dirt." And he starts floating. And he says, "I will be conquering over this place. I am your new emperor. You will bow." And everyone starts to bow. And he's thinking, this is easy. He says, "From today onward, this will be a new empire. We will grow stronger, and no one will stop us. We will rebuild, starting from today." And they've been rebuilding, and it looks flawless. He's gained treaties with different villages. Let's say Naruto still did everything. So the sand village is on his side, because remember, let's say Naruto still did the thing with Gaara, but just different. It wasn't the Chunin exam. It was actually the sand village just outright attacked them, trying to take over. Gaara took over, and when he became Hokage, he made a treaty with the Leaf Village because Naruto was there. So yeah, the Cloud Village did because Naruto helped the Cloud Village in war when the Leaf Village didn't want to. The Mills Village is on Naruto's side, and there's a lot of small villages, so they're all under the Emperor of the West control. No one knows who the Emperor of the West is, though. But only Gaara, only the Hokages of each village that's under Naruto's control now, and all small types of villages combined to in the Rain Village because of their technology. So yeah, but Naruto gave all the people in his empire magic. Like, they use magic. So yeah, because from the Seven Deadly Sins world, they use magic for a lot of different things. So they use magic. He has magic flying ships. Um, he has magic weapons, magic swords, and everything. And he has his 4 generals. And each general has a badge. So Sebastian has like a little horned demon badge. Grimjaw has. I say he's a hellhound. Yeah, he has a hellhound badge. Because that kind of sounds more cooler. Acnologia has a. God, why can't I get it? Has a dragon badge, and Griamore has a Minotaur badge. I want to write these down so I don't forget these names. And I know I've probably changed 2 of their names again. I just have a feeling I did. But yeah. And there's all type of different types of chords that serve under them. Sorry guys for that noise. And Naruto says Naruto was sitting on his throne one day, and some girl comes in, and he's wondering, who is she? And she's saying, hello, Emperor Naruto. And she can't get it out. She says, and she just runs towards him with a knife, trying to kill him. And none of the 4 Knights of Black move, and she noticed this. And she's running towards him, thinking she's gonna do it and save her people. She thinks she's gonna do it. She's not trying to save anyone. She was forced to. And she makes contact. That is what she thought, and it just breaks. Because no physical attack. He can turn it off if he wants to. And he says, why are you doing this, girl? Are you sent from a different village or something? Are they trying to break a treaty? She says, no, I was forced to. They told me to. They said if I didn't, they would kill me. And I just noticed that she's about his age. And he says, who are they? And he looks through her memories and he says, okay. Oh, and everyone in Naruto's village has a symbiote companion. Yes, they have a symbiote companion. And Naruto, they know magic and the symbiote companion, so they're like overpowered to the max. And Naruto says, Sebastian, and Sebastian appears saying, yes, my lord. Well, he appears around in front of Naruto at blinding speed, more like he sensuined in front of him. He says, yes, my lord. He says, you and the other 4 Knights of Black will go and eradicate these men and sending the memories to them. And he says, yes, my lord. And he bows, and the 4 Knights of Black disappears. And Naruto tells the maids to get the girl cleaned up. She'll be staying at the palace. So yeah. And everything. So they get trained, blah blah. The 4 Knights of Black appears at this abandoned warehouse that was going to be torn down in a few days. They never got to it for reconstruction. Yeah, because there was like a few buildings that they missed of reconstruction, but they're working on it now. And he goes, and the 4 Knights of Black is there, And everyone knows this is the Four Knights of Black. And Sebastian and the rest of the Four Knights of Black walk in, and he says, and he say, "Hello, all of you." And Sebastian gives an evil grin, and his eyes turn red, and he says, "My lord told us to eradicate all of you for treason." And they're like, "No, Lord Sebastian, we didn't." And they trying to explain themselves, but Sebastian knows they're lying because it's part of one of his abilities. And he tells Acnologia to take care of it, and Acnologia just breathes out so much fire, killing them all. And Sebastian says, "Let's go report to our Lord that we're done." And the rest of them nod their head and just activate their curse marks and just starts flying. And they land. And Naruto says, "Is it done?" It says, "Yes, my lord." And Sebastian says, "Now what would you like us to do with the girl?" He says, "She will be a guest here." And Sebastian starts grinning, and Naruto says, "What's so funny?" And he says, "Is it that my lord has a crush on the girl?" And Naruto starts blushing and stuttering and says, "No, it's not like that. It's not." And then the rest of them start laughing. He said, "There's nothing funny. It's..." And he tries to explain himself, but he's saying it's not like that. And Sebastian says, "Well, my lord, you will need an heir." And Naruto says, "That's enough." And he tells him to stop. He's going to go get some fresh air. And yeah. But we skip about 2 years later. Naruto was actually 17, and him and the girl, which her name is going to be Diana. Naruto and Diana have gotten along so well that they actually have gotten married. Yeah. And they've gotten married, and she's now known as the Empress of the West, and she is powerful. The reason she's powerful is her sword skills is unrivaled. Only ones that can really beat her is Naruto, Sebastian, Grimoire, or I say Acnologia. Yeah, for literally, to be honest, I forgot the rest of the Knights of Black, the Four Knights of Black's name. I just remember Acnologia, Grimoire, Sebastian. Guys, I'm bad at remembering names. Acnologia, Sebastian, Grimoire. It's just always their last name. Oh, Grimjaw. Yeah, because he's the... Acnologia is the dragon. Grimoire is the Minotaur. Sebastian's the fire demon. Or horned fire demon. And Grimjaw is the Leviathan. Yes. Okay. I hope that was them. And if it's not, that's the new names, and it's gonna stay because I just wrote them down. So, yeah, she's actually stronger than all of the Four Knights of Black. She has the grace of creation and light. So yeah, and she has goddess wings. She has the same amount as the um uh oh god, what's her name? The supreme deity. Literally, how am I so bad with names? Supreme deity, same amount as her. She has the sword of Excalibur, and yeah, and she's very fast and very strong. So she's the Empress of the West. We skip a few more years though, and we go over to the Leaf Village. Now, the Leaf Village, they lost treaties. Their trading market has went down and everything, and they are now considered one of the weakest villages. But they still think they're strong because every other village, like the cloud, the cloud, the mist, and the rain, and the sand village are backed up by the emperor. If the Leaf was ever to wage war, the Emperor's armies would be there, and most of the Emperor army is spread out in each one of those villages for protection and to watch over them. And if you try to invade the Western Empire, you would have to really fight everyone there, and which I don't think you could. Like not at all, because they are powerful and they have a barrier and everything. So yeah, Naruto, Minma meets on them. They've been training for a while and they think they're very powerful. Right now they're on tuning level, but they have to go to the tuning exam. They're about to graduate high school, but the fourth Hokage, Minato, is going to take advantage of this. He wants to set up a meeting with the Emperor. So yeah, kind of see where I'm going with this. He wants to set up a meeting with the Emperor. So he's going to send Minma, Mito, and the rest of them there. But everyone has heard the good news for the Emperor. He's had 2 children, and about now they're 7. They're 7. Well, that means they can't graduate high school. So they're not graduating high school. They're actually graduating college. Naruto's about 23 right now, and he's literally left at that age. And he has 2 children, and they're about 7, and they hear that they're very powerful. So everyone this is a mission that was given by them by Lord Hokage. Minato says that they will gain a treaty with the Emperor, then they will kill him and take over the Empire. And, they really think they could do this, because they still think they're the strongest. And he said he'll make Naruto the Emperor, because Naruto's the strongest. Naruto, let's say he's a prodigy. Let's make him a prodigy. He's about high tuning level and everything. He just has to take the tuning exams, and once he do, he would be placed at high tuning level by orders of Minato. And they want to invite the Emperor to the tuning exams to complete a treaty. So yeah, they're inviting every other village. So yeah. So they set off and they go to small village where ships pick them up. And this is one of the Emperor's ships. It says we'll be heading to the west. And they see that there are about 5 people on there. There's the captain. There's the captain. There's and his. There's just 4 people on there. And Sasuke and Sasuke and them are talking. And Sasuke is saying like how he thinks he's the strongest. He'll defeat the Emperor and take over. Now, everyone's listening to this, and Sakura's hyping him up. Nagato is calling Sasuke an idiot. And Sasuke asks him what it means, and Nagato says, "Look behind you." And the captain that was on the other side of in front of the ship is now behind Sasuke, and the rest of his crew is just surrounded him. And he says one more word, and I'll slaughter every last one of you and sink the ship. He says, "We can fly, but you can't." He says, "Do not dare insult our emperor." Now, the Rookie 9 and Nagato and Menman Mito, Kushina, no, not Kushina. And let's say, yeah, and Kakashi, and let's say Kushina's there too. And Kushina are there. And they're talking under their breath now because they don't want to say anything rude. But it's been like 5 or 6 days since they've gotten there. And when they finally get there, they see how large it is. It is bigger than all of the elemental nations. Like, 12 times bigger than that. And you see people walking around and everything, but before you enter, you have to get your emotions detected and intentions and everything. They do this with the symbiotes. So a man holds out his hand and the symbiote comes out, and everyone's wondering what that is. And he says, "Calm down." And the symbiote checks their emotions. And he finds out their clans. He says, Chiha, Uzumaki, Uzumaki and Namikaze combined. And the rest of you are from other clans. He says, so I'm guessing here to meet he says, I'm guessing you all are here to meet the other Uzumaki. And you guys are here to meet the other Uchiha. He says, yeah, you guys are here to meet the other Uchiha. And he says, wait, what? And Sasuke says, what? He says, his father told him that they were the only Uchiha. And he says, no, there's other Uchiha here. And they are purebloods. But the Uchiha from the east are half-bloods. And Sasuke says, how dare you? I'm an Uchiha and elite. They might be weaker since they left our clan. And one of the Uchiha appears and says, so you must be from the east, one of those Uchiha, the corrupted Uchiha. And Sasuke says, what is it to you? And then a girl appears beside him and she says, stop it now. Don't we have a meeting with the Emperor? He says, yeah, me and the Emperor are best friends, and he knows that I don't like to come, and he's like to come early. And she says, how dare you? And she kicks him in the back, and she pulls his long hair, but he had a mask on, so no one knows what this is. This was actually Madara Uchiha. Now I know you guys are thinking like, isn't Madara from the east? Yeah, but he hates the east because of what they did to him. So Naruto resurrected Madara and explained everything to him. And Madara and Naruto became like the best of friends. Like he considers Naruto considers Madara an older brother. And Madara calls him his younger brother. So he didn't say the Emperor. He says, "My younger brother knows I hate to be." He says, "I hate to be there early." And everyone's wondering who his younger brother is. And his wife is Izumi Uchiha. Uzumaki. Izumi. Yeah, let's say Uzumi. Uzumi. Or Mito. Because they don't know that Mito's still alive. Because Naruto resurrected her too. So Mito is named after the original Mito. So if I say Mito, I'm going to say the older version of the younger version. So the older version of Mito drags him away and says, "Let's go." And then Guard says, "You guys can." He says, "See, that's two Uchiha, and that's an Uchiha and the Uzumaki right there. We have a lot of them in the village, and we have and he says our village has a lot of Uchiha and Uzumaki and everything like that. And he says, you guys can go. Your hotel is waiting." And yeah, guys, that's where I'm gonna leave it off. Please like and subscribe. And sorry for being gone so long. Peace out.